All right, folks, let's go ahead and get started. We should have a number of people joining us that aren't on yet, but this is going to be a good webinar. We've done this one time before. It went really, really well. Had a lot of interest in the topic. I'm going to go about it a little bit differently today. I think we've got an excellent resource with us today. Kent Jackway from Index Resource Center, Indexalizer, Alizer, whatever you want to call it, is on the call today, and he's going to show us a tool that is very, very impactful in a replacement conversation with your clients. Kent, how are you this morning?
I am doing good. Sorry about that. I had to unmute. Yep, doing great. I'm very happy to be here. Can't wait to show you guys this.
That's fantastic. We do a full webinar with Kent, usually about once a month. We will have him on next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. If you like what he has to talk about today, it's going to be an abbreviated version of Indexalizer, but impactful all the same. So we do have quite a bit more that we talk about with Kent and his team. So I'm going to jump right into this. I'm going to get through my part very quickly, where we talk about IAMS and our value prop, because we have some very good content today that I want to spend a majority of our time on. But 38 years ago now, Charles Hiring founded IAMS, and he founded it on a foundation of service, and we have never deviated from that. Everybody tells you that they provide good service. We truly believe we embody that here at IAMS. I've worked at other groups in my time. My name is Matt Sabala, by the way. I'm an annuity sales director here. I've got a lot of experience in the industry with other IMOs. I worked at the largest in the country. I worked at another one where all the people that started the most successful IMOs kind of branched out from, right when the industry was first getting going. I'm a little bit younger than those guys, so I missed that boat. But I've seen what the industry has to offer, and we are at the apex of service. When you call in here, you're always going to get a live person. You are always, always, always going to be taken care of right at that time whenever possible. And we try to take as much off your plate as we can. So service is what we are big on, but we have some excellent resources outside of that, like our new producer bonus program. So when you first get contracted with us during your first 6 months, we want to reward those producers that get a fast start with us, because we realize those are the people that are probably going to be consistent writers. And so we want to invest heavily in your practice. If you close $100,000 up to $1 million in your first 6 months contracted with us, and we can do a number of things for you. Any marketing that works for you, we will invest in that in a big way. Like I had during my first year here, I've been here a year now. I've had several people hit that $1 million mark. Many of those individuals decided to do seminars. Some of them did face-to-face meetings. Basically, the bottom line is we'll invest, $7 to $8 grand in your practice if you hit that $1 million level to help keep your sales funnel full in 2024 and beyond. We have some very, very good marketing programs that we offer in-house here. But the bottom line is, if you have something that's working for you, we want to help you continue to do that, and we want to give you those darts to throw at the board. Our business builders program is kind of an alternative to having an agency. If you don't want all of the complications and liability that goes with being an agency director, well, we'll pay you for what we believe is the best client that we can ever get to work with us here at IAMS, which is a referral client. You're our clients. Your referrals are typically going to be some of your most loyal customers. And so we believe we should pay you anytime that you refer somebody to us. We'll give you $50 when they get contracted with us. And when they write business, we want to give you a percentage of the override. So if somebody writes a $100,000 indexed annuity, we're going to give you $200 for that person. And that continues indefinitely whenever that referral writes business. We strongly believe referrals are a great way to grow your practice. And if you're not doing that in yours, talk to us. We offer some great referral training as well. We do three things really, really well here at IAMS. And again, I'm basing that on what I've seen throughout the industry. We have fantastic back office support. So we have a team of people that are very knowledgeable about each of the carriers we work with, and we do work with pretty much everybody on both the life and the annuity side. So we've got somebody assigned to your themes. We've got Equitrust, Penn Mutual, whoever it is. We've got somebody that knows the ins and outs of their process and how to interact with them to get your business from submission to commission as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So we keep you in front of your clients, not focusing on all the back office stuff. So we've got Michelle and her team on the life side, Mackenzie and her team on the annuity side. We always assign a case manager at any case you've submitted, and we will ensure that we help that business get through quickly for you. Our website is full of resources, our sales resource library. I'm going to use one of them here today, and I'll demonstrate to you one of the tools that our agents tap into called Annuity Rate Watch. But there's a lot of good stuff on here. If you haven't ever had a walkthrough on our website, get a hold of your annuity or your annuity sales director like me, Matt Sabala, or your life sales director. We'll make sure you understand what the critical components of our website are, so you can also leverage those resources. But one of the main things is electronic submittal. If you're not using eSubmittal, you're probably doing yourself a disservice. It saves time. It's available on our website, Firelight, iPipeline. It's easy to get to, just a couple of clicks away. It'll save you time. If you're not already doing that, spend the 5-10 minutes to get registered. It doesn't even take that long, to be honest. Spend the 2 minutes to get registered, and start using that, because it allows us to more quickly scrub your business to make sure that it goes to the carrier in the best shape possible, and it allows the carrier to more quickly process your business as well. Like I said, you can access that on our website. You can do it from your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop. It's all very, very easy to access there. The second thing I think we do very, very well is our creative marketing solutions. So we have a team of people who right outside my door right now are making a whole lot of noise, so I had to close the door. Sorry about that. But they're fantastic. They're energetic. It's our creative marketing team. We've got people who do everything from business cards to stationery to websites to getting you on the radio, TV. We do it all, and we can meet producers where they're at. Something unique to IAMS here that I know there's a couple other groups out there that do something similar, but I believe we're very, very good at, is when we bring somebody on board and we have, the first initial conversations with them. One of the most important things we can identify is your goals. What are your goals in 2024? What are your goals in 2025 and beyond? Then we use a customized marketing strategy that we help develop here in-house with our creative team to help you achieve those goals and exceed them. And usually that's going to involve a marketing strategy. Like I said, we want to help you invest in that. So when you put cases with us, we will put our money where our mouth is and help invest in those marketing strategies. But basically, we can back into those goals by determining how many meetings you need with clients based on your target clients, and help you achieve those goals that you've set for yourself, either from a production standpoint or an income or even an operational standpoint. If you haven't had a custom marketing analysis done for you, please let us know. We would be happy to sit down with you and do that at no charge. IAMS Wealth Management was developed back in 2016, 2018, when there was all that talk with the DOL. People were concerned they were going to have to get their securities license. Turned out they didn't, but we still want a fiduciary to back up our agents whenever they need it. If you are losing clients after you're having a conversation with them about a big potential case, sometimes it's because they're going to their advisor and talking with their current advisor or another advisor about what they can do, and then somebody who's licensed in security says, don't put your money in an annuity. Don't put it in a life insurance policy. We can maintain your principal and use a drawdown strategy. Well, in some cases, it is smart to leave money in that growth bucket. We want that resource available to our clients. IAMS Wealth Management gives that to you. If you have a client that you think is interested in leaving part of their money in a growth bucket like that in a security, we have a team of people who will join you on a call and help you keep that client close so they don't have to go to another advisor. We also have a great group of people who can help you earn your securities license. And then anybody that you've turned over to them, they'll flip back over to you so you can get the commissions on them. For smaller cases, it's usually not a big deal. But larger cases, the credibility of having a securities license can be really important. And what we have found is people who earn their securities license, not only close more business on the managed money side of things, but they close much, much more annuity and life business too. Usually it's around 3 times as much. So that is an important component for many people looking to grow their practice. Let us know if you want to explore that further. I can get you in a conversation with those guys over there, and they're fantastic. The third thing I think we do really, really well, and we're almost done here, is our Life and Annuity Academy. We've already had one of these this year. We're having another one in 2 weeks, and then we will be doing another one in September. So the first two, registration is already wrapped up for those. But our Life and Annuity Academy is a fantastic way to learn from the best of the best in the industry. Other producers who are at the very top, upper echelon of the industry, and then great people that are on the marketing side or the competitive sales tool side of the business, like Kent, who we'll be talking to in a little bit, come out to these academies and talk about how we can help you close more business. At the end of the day, that's all we want to help you do, because that's how everybody wins. But you'll learn best practices, sales processes from the guys at the very top of the industry. They love to just share their knowledge, believe it or not, because they're already to a point where they've reached a level of success that they're comfortable with, and they either want to maintain that or continue to grow it. And they just like to share their knowledge. Like, we've got some great guys who are regulars out here who are closing $20-40 million of annuities and more. And same goes with life insurance and managed money. We've got some excellent resources out there. If you'd like to participate in our next Life and Annuity Academy, we would love to have you out. It's all inclusive. We'll pay to have you out and put you up in a hotel as long as you meet the qualifications. So if you would like to attend, please let us know and we will get you registered for that. I'm going to just launch a quick poll here. We'll only keep this live for about 10 minutes or 10 seconds, 15 seconds. But if you want to attend our one in September, which is the last week in September, last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, let me know and I will get you out there. Awesome. Thank you for voting. Okay. Like and follow us on social media. If you don't have that in your practice available to your clients, it may not be important to you personally, but I guarantee you for some of your clients, it is important to stay engaged with you. And we can help you optimize your social media to keep regular material on there. So when somebody wants to speak with an advisor, they're more likely to think of you and contact you. And a lot of people, this is how they interact with people, is digitally now. So if you don't have that capability in your practice, you're losing people from a first appointment to a second appointment because you don't have the online credibility. Let us know. It's part of what we do, and I think it's very, very important, even with older clients. So keep that in mind. So that is the first part of what I needed to talk about. But let's get down to why you guys all came, and that is replacements. Let me start actually. Where is it? All right. Let me start with this. Why is it a good time to have a conversation with your clients about replacements? It's a good reason, primarily because rates are stronger right now. The 10-year Treasury is a general, it's not precise, but it's a general reflection of how strong annuities and, in a lot of cases, life insurance are. When interest rates are higher, the insurance carriers, at the time that a client purchases a policy, are able to purchase options that are impacted by the interest rates. So, rough rule of thumb: when interest rates are good, the policies are stronger. When interest rates are weak, policies are weaker. And that'll be the case for the life of that policy. So even though it might be a 10-year policy, if they purchase at a higher interest rate environment, they are going to earn more in that policy, generally speaking, than if they purchase in a lower interest rate environment. So if you look at this, 10 years ago today, most are 10-year policies. 10 years ago today, the 10-year Treasury was, let's find, at the same time, 2.55, right around there. Today, we are almost double that. And really what you're seeing is the earning potential in these policies is pretty close to double what it was at that time. So anything between, I would say, about right here, September of 2022, going all the way back on this chart, has been a time when the policies just weren't competitive with what you can get right now. So anybody in that time frame, or even a little bit before on some of the older, like 14-year policies, they are ripe for replacement. You wouldn't believe, and volatility is a major component of this too. Volatility causes a lot of those options that are available for those policies to not have as attractive earning potential as they might otherwise have. Caps and rates get lowered in a contract because of volatility. We saw a lot of volatility due to COVID. So policies right in this neighborhood, like 2019, 2016, 2020, those policies not only were purchased in a low interest rate environment, but the volatility really hurt the earning potential going forward in those contracts. I see a lot of them. It doesn't matter what the carrier is. I see a lot of them that went from, maybe a 7% cap on the S&P 500 to a minimum, like a 1% cap, a 2% cap, a 4% fixed rate option when they open the contract to a 0.25% fixed rate that they can allocate into. All of those, even though they may have a 7, 8, 10% surrender charge, are ripe for replacement. We can guarantee your client in a lot of cases that they will be more than whole, and guarantee them that they will earn more than they're currently earning, even if we put them in a minimum fixed rate. But the likelihood is we can do much, much better than that. And we'll demonstrate that to you and show you how you can chart that out for your client. So this is the first piece I wanted to talk about. The next piece is, let's talk about an income scenario. So I'm going to walk you through our website here real quick. Let's say you log into IAMS, and you do need to be contracted with us and have a login in order to be able to do this. But let's say you log into IAMS and you want to see if your client's current policy is something that can be replaced. You're going to log in. You're going to go to IAMS, go to Product, Annuity, and then you just scroll down and go to Income Writer. Most carriers right now will allow for a pretty significant loss on the surrender charge if we can beat the income that their current income product is providing them. We're going to talk about accumulation here in a minute. But let's just say you've got a 64-year-old and a 62-year-old, a joint policy. And since I'm in Kansas, IAMS is in Oklahoma, or not Oklahoma, in Omaha, our corporate office, but we've got a satellite office here in Topeka. I'm in Topeka. Let's just say they've got $250,000 in a policy that they are either already taking income from or they're about to. And so we'll say immediate income, and we'll just run this tool to see what the best guaranteed income would be for this client. Let's just give it a second here to think. And in this scenario, and I always try and look at it this way, in this scenario, Guarantee Income Life, Gillico, is the #1 product. And it might change if we change number of years deferral, in this case, immediate income, joint policy. We can quickly see what their income would be. I will take a look at a statement a lot of times for the advisors that I'm working with. They'll just send me the statement, say, hey, Matt, what do you think about this one? Happens several times a day, every day. And if it's an income play, then if we can beat the income, and in most cases we can, it's a no-brainer for a client. Their goal is income. Why not get them a few more $1,000s a year? Gillico, by the way, takes up to an 8% loss. The client could have, $280,000 in their accumulated account for a policy, but they could take a loss and still get a higher guaranteed income. Gillico will either take up to an 8% loss, or they'll look at it beyond that in a lot of cases. And we have like a handy little tool that we use in-house here, where we can put the current account value in, the current surrender charge, and some other details, and find out what their total percentage loss is, and this little calculator will tell us in a lot of cases whether that's going to be approved. This is actually one that Gillico gave us, but we can do the same thing with pretty much any carrier. So I can help you simplify that process. If you're wondering, hey, is this a policy that we can have a conversation with our client about getting them into a better situation? Give me a call. It's very easy for me to run first this and compare all the carriers and find the best possible solution for the client. And then I can run that calculator and take a look at if Gillico will approve it or another one of our carriers that we work with. We always try and take the approach of what's the best possible solution for the client, what's a carrier that you're comfortable with writing, and how can we help you simplify that process and make it easy on you. Some of the producers that I work with personally, and I work with a lot of agencies compared to some of the other marketers here, they'll just send me their book of business. They'll say, hey, this is 2019. These are the policies we wrote. Can we replace these? Would it be a great thing for the client? And I'll give you an example. This policy here is one that we just recently worked on. It was an Athene policy. They gave me the most recent statement they had. We see here that they have an accumulated value in this policy of $149,000, a surrender value of 145. So I figure, using one of my calculators or just doing the math on a calculator, what the surrender charge is, what sort of bonus we need to make up that loss, and we get them into a much better solution. This policy, and this is so typical, guys. This policy was earning 2.86%. But wait, there's more. They also had a 1.5% fee on that. They're earning 1.36%. There are so many solutions that we have right now that can guarantee your client will earn double that and have the potential to earn much, much more. So I would have graded this one. I did grade this one an A. Like an A plus would be something without a surrender charge at all. Yeah, let's get on the phone with that client yesterday and let's help them find a better place to earn money, principal protected. But this is an A. It's easy. Everybody's going to take this, and all the carriers are in this business right now. They understand that replacements, while interest rates are high, are absolutely essential to have a good, strong, competitive product for. So everybody's got a bonus right now. Everybody's got strong caps and rates. This is something that I am more than happy to help you do. Act as a fiduciary for your client and make sure that you are getting them into a better situation. I would say that if you are not going back and looking at your book of business, if you are not asking people who you have good relationships with, who you know have annuities, if you're not talking to those people about replacing their policies, I would say you're acting not as a fiduciary. And that's a big thing right now. The DOL on September 23rd is going to ask all of you as insurance producers to act as a fiduciary for your clients, whether or not you have a securities license. It's written into the new laws. By the way, we're on top of that. We're going to help you with the compliance kit. We're one of the few IMOs that's active in the legislation there. But if you're not already doing this for your clients, it's a disservice to them and it's a missed opportunity for you. So partner with me. I'll help you go through these policies. We will grade them and then we will look at solutions to find a better opportunity. So I'm going to go back to our website again. We looked at an income scenario just a moment ago. And I'm going to show you how we would look at an accumulation policy, like the one we were just looking at, that Athene policy. That was an Athena Nexus policy. So let's go to Kansas again. That was, how much premium was that? That was, I always look at the surrender value for the premium. So 145,000 is what would be going into a new policy. And you guys can do this yourselves, but boy, I can sure save you some time too. This client, I believe, was 69, and I like to sort by 10-year products to start. Sometimes you might be looking for something a little shorter, rarely a little bit longer, but um, I know in that case we needed about a 3% bonus. If I sort by bonus here, we can see all the products that we work with ranked by bonus. There are many that have a fee associated with them. It really helps to have a guy like me who understands these products and can quickly know whether or not we need a fee or a spread um, to get a high enough bonus, or whether there's something we can utilize with the free bonus. Like Gillico, for example, has a really good 12% bonus without a fee. Athene has probably the most popular bonus product in the industry. Let's take a look at that real quick. We can get the client a 12% bonus without a fee, so it makes them more than whole. Let's do the math here real quick. 100, 143, what was that? 143, I'm forgetting already. 145,000 times 1.12 gets us to 162,000 and change. So the client would start out 13,000 higher than they're already at in a product like this. And then, whereas on that contract we were looking at earlier, I know what the rates were on it. I mean, they had next to any earning potential at all. Like the S&P 500 had a cap of 2.75 on that particular contract. We can get them into a situation where they've got participation rates on some of the industry leading indices. We can get them into, even with a bonus, a cap of 7% without a fee, 9.5 or 9.75 with a small charge. But even a fixed rate, that's going to be a lot higher than what they're currently earning. How can a client say no? And this is just one example. There are others that provide absolute guarantees within the contract. Like Gillico, we were talking about just a second ago, has, where are they? I was looking at Global Atlantic and calling them Gillico, but there are a couple of products in here that have bailout caps to where if the cap falls below a certain percentage, I think this is a good example of that. Yeah, like this one, if the same thing that happened in this policy ever happened, if the same thing that happened in the policy they're currently in, where the earning potential dropped to what it is, they can actually get out of the policy and incur no surrender charges. They get all the interest, they get the entire account value, and we can provide that as a guarantee in the contract because the insurance companies can afford to do that. So that's a good example of some of the features that you'll find right now. And again, I'll help you identify those opportunities. I'll help you get them into a contract that's much, much better for them. The other component of this is marketing. Marketing is critical to what you're able to offer to your clients right now. I'm going to pull up, give me just a second here. I'm going to pull up something that's been effective with many of the producers that I've been working with. Give me just a moment. I thought I had it pulled up. So we offer a number of marketing programs that are geared towards finding people with current annuity policies. Like one of them that had a lot of success with lately leverages social media. That it just asks a very simple question on social media. It says, do you want to have a conversation with an advisor about your current annuity policy? If the client says yes, we have a short VSL, video sales letter, for them to watch that details some of the options that are available in the marketplace. And if they still want to have a conversation with an advisor after that, we get them over to you. We give them your information. They can call you. You can call them and have that conversation. It's simple. Most of those people are unsatisfied with the performance of their current product and they're looking for a better product. That's a great marketing program. There's a cost to it, but it's well worth the investment with the people I have doing that. Another thing we can do is like this. Now, this has an advisor's information on it, but imagine your name right there. This is a quick one-page piece that advisors can email out to their clients, and it talks about how interest rates are expected to decrease. The federal government has guaranteed they're going to have a decrease in the rates, probably starting in September and going into next year. So the timing is now to get your clients into a better situation. You can email this out to your clients, put your name at the top. We can help you do that, and it costs nothing. And this is generated for me personally and the advisors that I work with over $100 million. It's or excuse me, not $100 million personally. With IAMS, it's probably generated that, but with me personally and the advisors I work with, at least $10 million in annuity premium, and it costs you nothing. So we've got things like this that you can leverage, and I think it is an excellent opportunity for the people that we work with. We've created things like this and other marketing pieces that are very similar that achieve the same results. So I wanted to show you guys how we can chart all of this out for your clients. And to talk about that, I'm going to make Kent Jackway the producer and have him talk about the reviewalizer component of Indexalizer and how you can quickly compare a current policy for a client to what a new policy with today's more competitive rates can provide them. So Kent, take it away, please.
Okay, so are you seeing the Elizer right now,
Nope,
Matt?
I'm seeing your email.
Oh, geez. Okay, sorry. Let's try this one because it doesn't show me. I don't know which one I'm looking at here. Sorry. Um,
I see monthly cap. Um,
there
it's
we
an
go. This
Athene
is,
case statement. There you are. Okay, you got
there
it.
we are. Okay, okay. Sorry about
Maybe
that, guys.
just maximize that and you'll be good to go.
What do you mean maximize? I'm sorry.
Maximize the window.
Like,
Okay, never mind. It was my screen that was causing an issue. You're good.
okay, I'm good. Okay, all right, here we go. All right. Well, thank you for having me on today, Matt. We're going to talk about our Reviewalizer program. For those of you on the call that have seen it in the past, you probably saw it as an Excel spreadsheet. We have now just released, I'm talking yesterday, our new web-based version of this, and it is so much easier to use. And what this is going to do is a lot of the things Matt was talking about. It's going to unlock all those potential replacement sales. Because Matt, I totally agree with you. I think you hit the nail right on the head when you said, if you're not looking at your clients' older policies, you're not being a fiduciary. I 100% agree in that because those older policies, they're probably not making as much because there's a few things like Matt said with the interest rates, but also you have to understand what's happened in our industry over the last 5.5 years. Before 2019, we had about 67 indices that were available inside of products. Today, we track over 193 indices. So since 2019, we have grown just at an unbelievable rate. And let me tell you, we have a lot of the index providers as clients, and I work directly with them on building new indices and new crediting strategies. And there is so much more to come. I mean, honestly, we are still just getting started in this. So Reviewalizer, what it's going to do is going to give you a really incredible visual aid to help get your clients to understand why it is a good idea to move some of those older policies. So I have an older policy here. I'm going to bring it into view. So this is a statement from an actual client, and I've entered in most of the information. I'm going to show you how easy it is to enter in the last two options. But you simply take these renewal statements, like this is an older Athene case. So we're going to go ahead and launch Reviewalizer. I'm in at indexalizer.com. I've already logged in as an agent. I'm going to launch Reviewalizer, and it's going to bring up, and you're going to see all the first ones that I've entered in. But the first step you're going to do is you're going to put the client information in. So I'm just going to use value client. And then the product name, I honestly don't even know. It's an older Athene. I'm just going to put Athene. and this was actually in the state of Arizona. So we'll update that. So that's going to update your client information. Now you're going to start out by adding in all your methods that were on that renewal statement. So I've entered in most of them. Here's how easy it is. You just click add FIA method. So the next one on the list is a 2-year point to point, and it's with the 8% risk control on the S&P 500. There's no fee on it, and it right now has a 100% par and actually has a 2.75 spread. That's the current. So that's what the client had last year. It renewed at an 8.75 spread. So just understand with spreads, you don't want a bigger number. You want a
That's
lower number.
horrible.
It's it's absolutely terrible. So as soon as you get all that in, you just simply hit add method and it throws it in down here at the bottom. So I got one more I'm going to put in. So I'll hit add FIA method and we have a 2-year, and this one actually does have an allocation. So that last one didn't have anything allocated. This one has 150,000 allocated towards it, and it is the old Janus, the Janus Market Consensus 2. Point to point, no fee on it, and it had an 85% par last year, and it's renewing at 70. So it also had a drop. So we're going to add that method. Now we have all the methods entered in. Now here on this combined allocated return, so this is showing you where the client is right now, tracking on a 10-year historical basis. So 2.96, that's terrible. So this is definitely one that needs to be looked at, and actually it already was. I know this one got replaced. But what you're seeing here is just a nice list out of every option. If you do make a mistake, you can scroll over here and hit the delete and re-enter it. But here it's showing the 10-year returns on each option. So as soon as you plug them in, you're getting the 10-year historical based on the renewal rates or the new rates. So now that we've got everything entered in, we're going to go ahead and look at this reallocation plan. So now we're seeing that the optimal option right now is the 75-25 split between the top two. And it tells you what those top two are, what the rates of return were, and then it shows you some other allocation options. So when you go to print this out, you can actually walk through and work with your client and have a plan when you go into that review appointment. Now, this custom allocation down here came in with all these 10%. You can change that. So we can go up here to custom allocation. And let's say we just want to put, let's say 85% in the top one and 15 in the next. So as soon as you get to 100%, then you can scroll down and hit submit. So now our custom allocation just became our optimal. So we got it up to 4.58. So remember, the current allocation is only 296. So now you can go in here, you can print this out, and you've got a one-page plan to walk in and say, hey, maybe we should look at reallocating this thing. You know, right now you're tracking it just a little under 3%. We could get you up to about 4.5. So now that's just if you want to just do your review, do your reallocation, and not necessarily move it. But we can actually show where we can compare a new annuity. But before that, I want to talk about these rate reductions. A lot of times you see, or hear people talk about, well, this company, they hold rates better than this company or that company. Guys, it has very little to do with the carrier. The only time the carrier is going to lower rates because of something they need, it's if they're having a bad year overall, which you're never going to find out, and usually they don't. Or if the product was sold towards the end of the year and it was part of a fire sale where they artificially inflated the rates to bring more premium in the door. And they're going to systematically take those back over the next few years in the annuity. So typically it's not the carrier, it's the index. Look at this. So the fixed account didn't move. The S&P 500 didn't have a change. The MAD 5 from BMP didn't have a change. Morningstar had a drop. 8% risk control, no change. Market consensus, no change. BMP, no change. Then boom, Morningstar had a drop. 8% risk control, and that spread design had a major change. And then Janus 2-year had a change. So look at it. The Janus 1-year didn't, but the 2-year did. So the question is why? And it's the same question you get from your clients. When you go into a review, if you go, because a lot of agents don't go because they don't want to face either low returns like this or they don't want to face the questions. They're going to ask, why are my rates going down? Why are my rates going down? So you can hit the explanations tab and it's going to bring in Every drop that happened, it's going to give you the economic data on why that rate went down. So here it shows corporate bonds from last year to this year went up. Okay, that's good. That means the rate might stay the same, or in a perfect world, it could increase, but we hardly ever see that, right? Treasury rates went down a little bit, so that's going to cause it to possibly decline. But the big one is volatility. Okay, volatility, if it go, especially if it goes up, that's going to cause your rate to really drop. So when you're looking at this, you can literally tell them exactly what happened. And let me kind of go into that volatility thing. Matt covered it a little bit, but you have to understand it's kind of basic economics. If there's a certain product on Amazon.com that just everybody's buying, well, they're gonna raise the price of it. If there's more demand, they're going to raise the price. Well, volatility tracks how much demand there is in a certain option that's behind the indexes in these products. So as demand goes up, the cost of the option goes up. So that upfront cost goes up. So each year when they go to reallocate, the insurance company has to refigure, all right, how much can we offer in a par rate, a cap rate, a spread rate based on the cost of this option? And that is directly centered on volatility. So now you can nicely print out an easy statement to walk in and literally explain why those rates are going down. So that's a huge thing. It's going to save you in a lot of points. It's going to save face with a lot of your clients. Now let's move on to comparing a new annuity. So all you got to do is click the new annuity here and just hit add annuity. So now we got Arizona. Now we do let you change the state because sometimes you're going to meet people that bought a product in Ohio, but they moved to Arizona and you might be writing it in Arizona. So you can change the state if you need to. Client's age comes in already. Now you want to look at that statement and get the surrender value. So you're going to plug in the actual surrender value, plug in your tax status, and then I've got IBEXIS chosen here. We'll look at let's look at the bonus or the 10 bonus, the FA plus 10 bonus. And now we're going to also look here at drawdown and retro pricing. Let's talk about that for a second. What is a drawdown? Well, when you're looking at putting a brand new annuity up against an annuity that's been around and has renewal rates in it, it's not a fair comparison to show first year rates up against those renewal rates. It's apples to oranges. So now to get it more in line, we can throw a drawdown on there. So a 30% drawdown is saying, okay, we're going to take that par rate, that cap rate, that spread rate, and we're going to drop it in years 2 through 10 of the back test, of the 10-year back test. We're going to drop that down to simulate those same rate reductions in this new product. So when we're looking at 10-year historicals and we're comparing them, it's a much better comparison. Now let's talk about retro pricing. Retro pricing is one of our proprietary calculations that we came up with that actually does back testing the right way. The NAIC model that's out there that the carriers are using, that a lot of other softwares are using, it's just not accurate. You're never going to see a person own an index annuity for 10 years. Then at the end of the 10 years, the carrier calculates what their rates would be based on the year 10 economics and then apply that interest backwards. You're never going to see that. Clients cannot live through that scenario, but that's how back testing has been done forever. But it's just not accurate. With retro pricing, what it does when you turn it on is it goes back 10 years, calculates what the par rates, cap rates, spread rates would have been at the beginning of that back test period, and then applies it forward, just like a person that actually buys an index annuity. So it mirrors actual ownership of these products. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that on. And let's start by setting the drawdown at 0 and see what this looks like. So we're going to add the new annuity. So here it is. It pulls in all the strategies. You got your bonus, and then you can simply do your allocation. So let's just do a 50-50 between these first two. And you see now we have a combined allocated return of 6.3. So now if I want to change that, I can go in here and change annuity, and I can throw maybe a 15% drawdown on there. And now it's going to recalculate. Let me put the 50 back in and the 50 back in. Oh, yeah, gotta wait for it to catch up. I think I moved too fast on it. Come on. There we go. So let's put the 50 in and the 50 in. So now we've got a combined allocated return of 5.56. So this is going to be a good representation of what this annuity did in the past. So once you get that all in, you hit your comparison and it pulls the chart up. So over here, it shows you your balance, your surrender information, your surrender charge, the percentage, all the info. You got your big bonus kicking in. So now you can see your current balance is 323, calculates what your starting balance would be in the new product at 368. So like Matt was showing earlier, it just shows the exact gain that they're going to have day one. Then we look at the actual performance history. So currently they're tracking it at 2.96. If we just have them do a little bit of paperwork, they can get up to a 4.51. Or if we do a little tiny more paperwork and go into a new product, we can get them to that 556. So it shows here on a graph, basically just look at the client, say, do you want to stay in the red? Do you want to move to the blue, or do you want to go for the green? And it's just a slam dunk every time. You just hit the print report. It gives you a nice report, shows the chart, shows all the different allocation mixes, and it is just a wonderful, wonderful tool to unlock all these potential sales, whether it's in your own book or if it's in a new client that you've met, a new prospect you've met, and they have old annuities. I'm sure you guys are running into that every day. This is a great, easy, quick tool to just give a nice visual aid to that client on why they need to do the replacement. And one of the things I want to point out too is in the allocations, it is geared for IULs as well. So if you were starting fresh, you could actually put in IUL and track those growth patterns and then put it up against the new as well. So it does both. So that's pretty much it for Reviewalizer. I mean, like Matt said, we have a lot more stuff, a lot of incredible stuff that goes along with a subscription to a Lizer. And we'll definitely hit on that here at some webinars coming up. So Matt, I'll just kind of bring you back in, and
Awesome.
if there's any questions or anything, or any comments you want to make.
No, thanks, Kent. I mean, guys, Indexalizer, or I think you guys have rebranded to a Lizer, just
Yes,
because
yeah.
everything else goes right in front of it. Comparalizer, Reviewalizer.
Yeah.
Guys, it's one of the most powerful tools that is available in the industry. I use it every day. My advisors are using it every day. It's helped us close so much business. It is, if you're contracted with IAMS, it's $25 a month. And you get Journey Guide, which is an entire sales process that's very customer facing as well. Allows you to comprehensively look at people's portfolios and develop an entire retirement plan for them very easily. Best value in the industry. You get both for $25 a month. Normally purchased together, those would cost $150. But we have such a good relationship with both of those folks that our advisors get it for $25 a month. So we'll be doing a webinar next Wednesday on that. Stay tuned. Please attend. We do bi-weekly training events, training classes for Elizer also. So fantastic opportunity for you guys, and then just another excellent piece to help you close that replacement business, and more than just the replacement business. It helps you stay in compliance and gives you just great resources all around for your clients. One last thing I wanted to point out here before we go is, give me just a second. Where did that go? Well, I may not have it available. I was going to show you guys one last thing. I don't have it, so I can show it to you, but I have a kit that I've put together that has some excellent tools. It has that email marketing piece that we can customize to your practice. It has some things that talk about other investments and why it might be better to go with an annuity right now. It's got CD versus replacement, CD versus MIGA alternatives. I call it Matt's replacement kit. If you'd like that, let me know. As long as you're contracted with us, I'll get it over to you. But it's just got some excellent tools to help you close business whenever you have an opportunity to. And it's really geared towards taking advantage of those high interest rates right now. So it's not something that's going to be useful to you in a couple of years if interest rates drop down to zero again. But really useful piece. If you'd like it, please let me know here real quick and I'll get it out to you. But just some useful sales information is all it is, that costs you absolutely nothing, that should help you close business. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. If you've got questions about this process and you want to talk in more detail, you want to talk one-on-one, please reach out to me. Give me a call, 800-255-5055. You can text me at 785-215-8912. That's my cell phone. Or you can email me at matts@iamsinc.com. I would be happy to have a conversation with you about how to close more business. I think there's just the timings now. The opportunity is fantastic. So, Mark, I see you're asking for some information. I'll get it over to you. Lanny, you asked about Athene. Is there a vesting schedule? Yeah, actually, there is. And, I'll show you guys one more thing before we go here. Because, Lanny, that brings
Matt,
up a good point.
do you need me to stop showing?
I just forced
You got
you
it.
to
You got
stop
it. There
showing.
you go.
Sorry.
Okay.
So, hang on just a second here. Boy, my computer's sure acting slow. So I'll show you just one more tool that you guys don't really have access to that's absolutely critical. So I have the carrier guidelines for replacements. And, something like that isn't something that's set in stone, but we do so many of these that we know what the carriers are looking for. And if you're trying to do these replacements on your own, you'll probably be successful most of the time. But we can help you really quickly determine which carrier is the best fit based on their suitability guidelines, based on the intricacies of those different products. So we're a good resource here at IAMS. So if you've got an opportunity there, you haven't reviewed your book of business, send it to me. I'll help you go through that whole process. I'll spend hours with you. Like I've done many, many people. We'll schedule it out. We'll make sure that you are offering the best possible opportunities for your clients and the best possible opportunities for you as a producer as well. So that's all I have. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I will be in touch if you ask for more information, and look forward to talking with you guys next Wednesday for Indexalizer, if not before. Thank you so much. Take care.